In June, one of America's most prominent AI companies told the United States Senate that it had been robbed, not of money, of a mind. Anthropic, the maker of the AI assistant Claude, accused the Chinese technology giant Alibaba of running 25,000 fake accounts to pull nearly 29 million private conversations out of Claude or to build a cheaper copy of it. The accusation didn't go into a courtroom, it went straight to Congress and it landed like an act of war. Then, a few weeks later, the whole thing flipped. Alibaba banned Claude from its own offices and called it a security threat with a hidden backdoor. Two of the largest names in artificial intelligence, each one pointing at the other, each one using the same word, thief. It's a story the headlines are selling as a simple China versus America tech war. But look closely, and it turns into something stranger, a mirror. Let's start with what Anthropic actually claimed. On June 10th, it sent a letter to the two most senior members of the Senate Banking Committee. Inside was a set of numbers designed to alarm. Between late April and early June, it said operators tied to Alibaba's AI lab, a team called Qwen, opened roughly 25,000 fake accounts and ran more than 28 million conversations through Claude. The purpose, Anthropic said, was something called distillation. Here's what that means in plain terms. You take a powerful AI model, ask it millions of carefully chosen questions, record every answer it gives, and use those answers to train a cheaper model of your own. The copy learns to imitate the original without paying the billions of dollars it cost to build the first one. And the accounts weren't after small talk. Anthropic said they zeroed in on Claude's most valuable skills, writing software and what's called agentic reasoning, the model planning and carrying out long, multi-step tasks on its own. It named the hostile version of this adversarial distillation. Its warning was that a copy made this way keeps the dangerous abilities while shedding the safety ones. All the months spent teaching a model to refuse harmless requests simply don't come across. And this wasn't the first offense in Anthropic's telling. Back in February, it had already named other Chinese labs, DeepSeek, Moonshot, and Minimax, for a similar but smaller campaign. The Alibaba effort, it claimed, was larger than all three of those combined. And where the February campaigns chased Claude's general performance, this one, Anthropic said, was aimed squarely at the frontier abilities in its newest system, a model it calls Mythos. Anthropic went one step further, alleging the Chinese government itself was complicit. The last part is Anthropic's characterization. No independent party has confirmed it, and Alibaba denies the whole thing. These are accusations, not proven findings. And this is where the clean story starts to mend. Because Anthropic wasn't just complaining, it was asking Washington to act. In April, the White House Science Office had already warned that foreign labs were running what it called deliberate industrial-scale campaigns to copy American AI. Anthropic's letter pointedly noted that the Alibaba activity happened after that warning, framing it not as an accident, but as defiance. And yet, 2 days after Anthropic asked the government to protect American AI, the government turned around and restricted Anthropic's own. On June 12th, the Commerce Department, which controls what advanced technology can be sold or accessed abroad, placed export controls on Anthropic's two most powerful models, Mythos and Fable. Officials worried those systems were capable enough to help foreign militaries. So the company, warning that America's AI lead was under siege, suddenly had to switch off its best models for every user on the planet by federal order. Those controls were only lifted at the very end of June and access came back in early July. Alibaba, for its part, was having a miserable stretch in Washington too. The Pentagon had recently added it to a list of Chinese military companies, and Alibaba sued the Defense Department to get itself removed. And separately, this part is easy to blur together, so it's worth being clear. The Justice Department closed an entirely unrelated case with Alibaba agreeing to pay $600 million over illegal pharmaceutical sales on its platforms. Different issue, different agency, but pile it up all and one thing was obvious. The US government was now pressing on both sides of this fight at the same time. And for every company quietly building its product on top of these models, an uncomfortable truth had just been proven in public. The tool you rely on can go dark overnight without warning, because of a decision made in a government office you'll never set foot in. And there's one more thing about Anthropic and China worth knowing before the twist. Officially, Anthropic doesn't even sell to China. Its models are barred here. But Chinese developers keep getting in anyway, through VPNs, borrowed foreign credentials, and a grey market openly selling cloud access at up to 90% off. Which brings us to June 30th, and the moment the whole story turns over. A developer pulling apart Claude Code, Anthropic's popular coding assistant, found something hidden inside it. Now, Claude Code isn't a chatbot in a browser tab. It's a tool that lives on your computer and can read, change, and run your files. That's the entire point of it. And buried in a version that had shipped back on April 2nd was a quiet piece of code that no release note ever mentioned. Here's what it did, step by step. It checked your computer's clock for two specific time zones, Shanghai and Urumqi, both in China. It scanned the server your traffic was passing through against a hidden list of Chinese company and AI lab addresses. And if it found a match, it secretly marked you by subtly tweaking a date and swapping a single apostrophe for an identical looking stand-in you would never spot. That's a trick called steganography, hiding a secret message in plain sight. The telltale list was scrambled so it wouldn't show up in a simple search of the code, invisible to you, perfectly readable to Anthropic. Now sit with the shape of that for a second. The company that told the Senate it was the victim of secret, deceptive data collection had itself been secretly, deceptively collecting data on who its own users were. Inside a tool, people trust with the run of their entire machine. That is the mirror, each side accusing the other of the exact thing it was doing. And it matters more than almost anywhere, because a coding tool with that much reach isn't a toy. Hidden behavior inside it effectively has the keys to everything on the machine. To Anthropic's credit, it didn't deny the mechanism. An engineer on the team called it an anti-abuse experiment from back in March, built to catch resellers and distillation, and said they had been meaning to pull it for a while anyway. And there is a fair reading here. Anthropic is legally forbidden from serving China. So quietly detecting banned access can be framed as enforcing the rules, not spying on strangers. They did merge the removal and it shipped on July 1st, but even the developer who exposed it drew the line clearly. This wasn't malicious, he said, but it was a strange choice for a tool that asks you to trust it. And that's a crack this whole affair pries open: trust. Days later, Alibaba struck back. It branded Claude Code high-risk software with security flaws, ordered its staff to stop using it by July 10th, told them to delete Anthropic's models from their machines entirely, and steered them towards Alibaba's own coding tool instead. So who is the thief? Strip away the flags and the framing, and what's left is two of the most powerful companies on earth, each caught doing a quieter version of the very thing it accused the other of. One harvested answers at industrial scale to build a copy, the other buried a silent tracker inside a tool that millions of developers run on their own computers. Both, in their own telling, had perfectly good reasons. And that's exactly what makes this less a war between two countries and more a warning about what these tools have quietly become. Because underneath all the accusations, the real shift is this: an AI model is no longer just a product you buy. It's a strategic asset, valuable enough that a government will shut it off overnight to stop it crossing a border, and valuable enough that the company selling it will secretly watch to see who's really on the other end of the line. And the people actually footing the bill for all this aren't in Washington or Hangzhou. They are the Chinese engineers cut off without warning. They are the businesses everywhere else who just learned that the tool on their laptop can carry hidden passengers and can vanish by decree. The Cold War headline says this is a contest over who wins, America or China. But the machines both sides are fighting over sit on ordinary people's computers, reading ordinary people's code. So maybe the real question was never who owns the future of AI. Maybe it's this: when the tool we all depends on are this tangled up with power, how would any of us ever know what else is hidden inside them and who it's really working for? So let us know in the comments below, what do you think about this breakdown? Who was right, Anthropic or Alibaba? If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, as we'll see you soon in the next one. Till then, peace out.